After that she agreed to assist before their task. Ran attempted the usage of Wing's katana, however Wing Speedy corrected him and confirmed him the way to use it nicely. They each were given enthusiastic about martial arts, after which went to the pier while sneaking, and Rand advised Wing their beyond struggles organize them for this. They prevented the guards quietly and had a brief emotional second. Rand apologized for asking too many private questions in advance. They each agreed to hold going at the pier. They watched guards checking the Rand cargo, however not anything appeared unlawful. Rand were given suspicious and went interior of field at the same time as Wing saved watch, but earlier than he discovered whatever guards locked the field and the truck began out transferring inside. Rand met Ratan Bernavig, the person who made the heroin, just as they began speaking. A person named King attacked during their combat. King by accident stabbed Bernavig. Rand used his iron fist to interrupt the door and break out. He met Wing once more and that they ran off in a stolen car because Bernavig became loss of life. They referred to as Claire Temple for assist going to the medical institution became too unstable at the dojo. Temple handled Bernavig and stored him from a collapsed lung while gasping for air. He advised them the hand had abducted his daughter Sabina. Temple looked extreme. The hand had killed her co-worker earlier than Bernavig admitted he made something referred to as the metallic serpent method. Rand promised to rescue Sabina despite the fact that Temple failed to assume he may want to do it. She stated, a wealthy child cannot combat the hand on my own. Kunlun educated me for this. Rand stated he wasn't a CEO like his dad, however he believed this became his true cause. Temple noticed that he had a warrior's coronary heart. He's now no longer on my own. Wing stated status beside him while meditating in his workplace. Rand remembered Lelkung's caution that enemies might continually come with Megan's assist. He have been monitoring hand warehouses until Ward all of a sudden confirmed up. Rand instructed Ward approximately Bernavig getting abducted, however Ward didn't care. He turned into irritated approximately. Rand's apology video going viral. CEOs by no means express regret. He snapped, throwing a few assembly papers at Rand. We do not have time. People's lives are in danger. Rand stated he pulled Ward alongside to test out the warehouses. We'll come again in time to your assembly. At Rand's Aston Martin he joked, approximately lacking his donkey cart from Loon. Ward wasn't amused and frowned as they drove off. After checking 3 empty warehouses, which them turned into getting aggravated, but with inside the 4th one they determined King's head. Reduce off a caution from the hand at the dojo. The loss of life. Bernavig instructed them to rush even though Temple instructed him now no longer to. Rand agreed to combat because the iron fist. While getting geared up on the dojo, Rand overlooked Wing's issues, approximately how risky the combat might be. If you doubt you die, he stated, quoting Lelkung. He idea approximately the vintage tale of the warrior who fell from the sky, which gave him the braveness to depart. At the arms hideout, Rand demanded let Sabina cross and depart. Rand enterprises alone. Madame Jiao agreed, however warned him if he misplaced and lived he needed to forestall moving into their manor. He then confronted dual assassins Andre and Gregory. They accused him of being a famous businessman and now no longer guarding Kunlun's gates. They reduced their fingers and made a circle of blood round them. At first Rand struggled, however then he remembered Lelkung's schooling. He had to adapt. They stored taunting him, however Rand stayed centered. He took down Gregory and broke Andre's arm. After being reduced he gained the combat and wrapped up his harm. Jiao took him to the subsequent spherical. Rand then fought the Bride of 9 Spiders in a smoke-crammed room. She mocked him, asking if he turned into Danny Rand or simply the Iron Fist, after which poisoned him with needles. She laughed at his Kunlun schooling. Rand turned into Dizzy and could not hit her. She threw him towards the wall, weak from the poison. Rand remembered Lekung's phrases. He needed to take away weak point. He blocked her knife, lit up his ki and knocked her out with a sparkling kick. Jiao then added him to the closing combat. Scythe mocked Rand, saying a weapon continually has a grasp. They began out fighting. Scythe had a Naginata whilst Rand used handiest his fists. Rand broke the weapon, after which requested who Scythe's grasp turned into the hand. Scythe responded, choosing up some other weapon. Rand moved right into a tight place, making it tough for Scythe to combat. He disarmed him. Once more Scythe threw blades, however Rand dodged and bumped into Jiao's viewing room. That's while Lelkung's closing lesson came To him let cross of the beyond everything regarded to gradual down Rand's sky lit up and one sparkling punch broke all of Scythe's guns and knocked him down, but simply as Rand changed into approximately to complete it, Jael stopped him. She changed into keeping Sabina. Hit him and he or she dies, she stated, telling Rand to surrender even though Lelkung had taught him to ruin the hand. No. Depend what Rand selected to reveal mercy. He spared Scythe to shop Sabina. Jael kept her phrase and allow Sabina pass. She checked out. Rand pointed out Kunlun and his father's beyond, after which hit him with chi. He staggered out of the warehouse, seeing imaginative and prescient of the Thunderer, his grasp turning away in sadness. After the dodge John and making sure Sabina's protection, Rand met with Harold Meacham. When he arrived, he observed Alexei and Vando interrogating Harold, threatening to sever his finger. Startled with the aid of using Rand's surprising front, Meacham seized a knife and stabbed Alexei. Vando opened Hearthplace, however Rand dodged the bullets and disarmed him. Meacham then slit Vando's throat, leaving Rand horrified. Harold claimed self-protection and wondered why Rand hadn't used the Iron Fist. Rand explained his chi changed into depleted after the match. Jael had altered the policies after he defeated Scythe. Meacham warned that the hand changed into directly to them, revealing Jael because the unique deal-maker when Rand demanded solutions. Approximately Jael's connection to his father and Rand Enterprises. Meacham disregarded Wendell's expertise and entreated warning. Then without rationalization, Meacham severed his finger, leaving Rand bowled over. Rand again to Chikar Dojo, wherein Colleen Wing handled his wounds from the duel with Andrei Vznikov. He mentioned the Dajujan and taken into consideration faking a mugging at Metro General to give an explanation for his injuries. However, Wing warned in opposition to it, recalling Radovan Burnov's abduction there as she stitched cuts and checked bruises from his combat with Scythe. Rand voiced remorse over his withdrawal. Wing suspected the match have been rigged. Rand insisted that Sabina's existence had left him no desire, however, to promise to find Madame Jael's connection to his father. Wing doubted something Jael stated may be relied on. Then a message got here from Claire Temple. Bernavig changed into secure, later sharing a drink. Rand advised Wing approximately stealing plum wine with Davos lower back in Kun. She requested approximately the Iron Fist mark. He explained that it harnessed his ki and granted him electricity, however that it changed into nonetheless tired. Wing requested to peer the mark. Besides, Rand smiled, calling her the most powerful character he knew, easing her guilt over Radovan. She puzzled if he'd preserve preventing the hand. I cannot cease now, Rand stated. He rose to depart, however she stopped him after hesitating, aware of his vows. He kissed her. She traced the mark of Zolo as they spent the night time collectively at sunrise. Rand widespread a nonetheless metropolis till Wing joined him. Their intimacy felt like a primary for each. She entreated him to drop the bravado promising reputation. They kissed again, deepening their bond. Later at Rand Enterprises, Rand requested Megan to dig up all facts linking his father to Jael. Joy intercepted him, urgent for a signed apology over the Staten Island plant scandal. Rand refused mentioning cancer instances with inside the network Joy, but centered on salvaging the company's picture. Suddenly Jael seemed in his workplace. She positioned a plant on his table and mocked his vulnerable soul submit match. When he faced her, she smirked. I've been right here longer than you, she warned, towards attacking her publicly, then mocked his Iron Fist legacy, claiming past warriors could in no way have deserted the dive gen for a female to her that become evidence of his weak point. Rand demanded solutions. Approximately Kunlun's image on her heroine and her ties to Wendell. Jael deflected, musing approximately the converting city daredevil Luke Cage and now a rogue Iron Fist. She presented a deal surrender. Rand Enterprises revel in its wealth and she'd spare his pals. Jael chuckled whilst he pressed approximately his father once more and said, water your plant. Tracking the elevator together along with his Iron Fist, Rand infiltrated the deserted 13th floor. There hidden, he overheard Jael and Sophia plotting the hand could use Rand's trucks, pushed via way of means of Russians and the puppies of hell, to distribute heroin. Jael discovered that Radovan Bernavig could quickly mass-produce the system, which could be dispersed through Rand Enterprises. Rand burned with fury when Sophia stated High King Yang as a hazard. Jael ordered the Yang Yiganchai to be removed. After Jael left, Rand faced Sophia, disarming her. He sensed her worry. Jael kills screw-ups, he warned. Run. Sophia relented, giving him her pill's password to sabotage the arms operation back in his workplace. Megan entreated him to act straight out of his torn in shape earlier than the board assembly. She had only discovered Wendell's vintage club card with inside the documents when Rand driven approximately the Staten Island plant. She quietly admitted her mom lived there and youngsters had been falling sick at the board assembly. Joyce passed him a scripted apology. Instead, Rand introduced the instantaneously shut down of the plant with paid go away for employees. Lawrence Wilkins scoffed, "Your father could in no way do this." Rand responded coolly, "My father fought for what is right." Maria Rodriguez brushed off his authority. Wilkins mocked his Count MBA. However, the board caved whilst Rand discovered that Karen Page's reveal at the bulletin had already been written. Joyce stood via way of means of him at Harold Mesham's penthouse. Rand surpassed over Sophia's pill. They reviewed the metal serpent cargo logs. Rand's jaw tightened. "Did you recognize approximately the 13th floor?" Mesham joked, approximately, charging Ward Lease however denied any involvement. "The hand used my call to visitors heroin." Rand snapped. Meacham and treated him to recognition at the Brooklyn warehouse rather than rescuing Bernavig. "You want an army," he stated. Rand hesitated, torn among approaching doing what turned into proper. Rand watched Colleen Wing say goodbye to Daryl at the dojo that nighttime. Her speech approximately team spirit caught with him as he determined to recruit Haikin Yang's forces alone with Wing. Rand warned that the hand knew approximately her and Temple, though assured in her abilities. Wing requested approximately Bernavig. "I know in which he is," Rand stated, "but the plan's dangerous." Wing did not flinch. "We're going now." Rand and Wing approached Haiking Yang at Golden Sands, urging an alliance towards Jiao. Skeptical Yang hesitated till Rand discovered the hand's plan to exterminate the Yang Yiganshai. "The hand fears me," Rand stated. "Join us and they will worry you too." During the Hatchet Men's warehouse attack, Rand and Wing located Bernavig bleeding out. Gasping, he begged them to guard Sabina. "Then got here the reality. I gave Jiao the system she's in." Enzo. Rand iced over Enzo, in which his dad and mom had died after the assault at the Hand's warehouse. Rand went again to Harold Mesham's penthouse. He attempted to warn Claire Temple, now no longer understanding. She turned into with inside the bath at the same time as a person turned into hiding in her. Rand handiest located a pool of blood which stunned and scared him. Then Ward Mickham confirmed up and were given irritated at Rand. Rand instructed him, "Harold is probably lifeless." Ward turned into amazed and Rand blamed himself for going towards the hand. Ward referred to as him in trouble and stated he turned into like most cancers. Rand stated he might visit Enzo to seize Jiao. Ward instructed him to live far from him and pleasure. Rand left with the pill. Later Rand met up with Colleen and Claire. They deliberated to check out his family's aircraft crash in Enzo. Colleen requested if Gal made heroin there. Rand believed Jiao triggered the crash due to the fact Harold have been searching into her. Claire warned it might be a entice and stated Rand's plan turned into reckless. Rand stated he wished solutions even though he instructed them now no longer to come. Colleen and Claire joined him. Besides, on the aircraft, Claire joked with Rand approximately. Colleen then requested what he might do if Jiao definitely killed his dad and mom. Rand stated it turned into his activity as the Iron Fist to prevent her. Claire didn't agree. Colleen reminded them of all of the terrible matters Jiao had carried out when the aircraft hit turbulence. Rand panicked remembering the crash and dropping his mother and father. Claire helped calm him down and talked him through the ache. When they were given to Enzo, they watched the fingers constructing. Rand changed into frightened, now no longer approximately Jiao however simply ready. While sitting with Colleen, she mentioned how her mom died and the way her dad dispatched her to Japan. They linked over their losses and kissed. Claire wakened and requested if something had came about. Rand observed the heroin lab and desired to do so even as Colleen were given data from a blind beggar. They discovered the guards and slaves left each nighttime. Rand got here up with a plan to burn the lab so Jiao could display up. He and Colleen sneaked in, averting the guards inside. They noticed the Kunlun image. Rand commenced pouring fuel to set the area on Hearthplace. Rand stated he may kill Jiao if she certainly triggered the crash, even though that notion scared him. Colleen stated she understood due to the fact she additionally misplaced manipulate after assembly. Him then joked that it changed into his fault. Suddenly, Claire honked the horn to warn them Jiao arrived with guards. Rand informed Colleen to test on Claire even as he chased after Jiao. Jiao walked towards a constructing guarded with the aid of using Zhou Cheng, who changed into inebriated Rand attempted to bribe him to transport, however Cheng stated no and added himself as a hand defender. He challenged Rand to a combat and Rand agreed. Cheng fought in ordinary wild fashion that changed into difficult to cope with. Cheng stored preventing with wild kicks and headbutts. He even lay down and smiled. Even as Rand attempted to get better, Cheng made amusing of Rand and joked that his haircut changed into his simplest properly factor Rand were given. Annoyed and broke Cheng's wine bottle. Cheng attacked again, more difficult after touchdown. Some properly hits Rand knocked Cheng down. Cheng grabbed every other bottle and stated Rand changed into hiding at the back of his obligation. When Cheng threw the bottle, Rand stuck it and smashed it over his personal head, then hit Cheng time and again till he went crashing through the door Rand were given. So indignant he nearly beat Cheng to dying. However, Claire and Colleen confirmed up and have been stunned with the aid of using what they noticed as Rand walked ahead. Jiao informed him to prevent. She stated she could allow Colleen and Claire across if Rand gave up. Rand stated no, he could instead die than allow her harm them. Jiao informed her guys to assault Colleen fought together along with her sword. Claire used Tekkagi and Rand fought together along with his naked fingers. Together they beat the guards. One of them even stabbed his personal best friend with the aid of using coincidence. Claire observed the guards' guns have been poisoned. Rand noticed the equal marks as those at the crash sufferers, which proved Jiao changed into guilty dojo and tied her to a chair while the others puzzled Rand's selection. He insisted they could not let the enemy pick the battlefield. Claire Temple entreated them to show Jiao over to the police. However, Rand refused, pronouncing he wished solutions. Jiao mocked the concept of imprisonment, pronouncing it would not preserve her. When Rand demanded the fact, approximately his father with inside the hand, Jiao deflected. Furious, Rand almost struck her. However, she stayed calm. Wing pulled Rand apart and puzzled his reasons. Temple requested if he changed into near torturing her, even as Wing puzzled why Jiao's guilt wasn't enough. With Wing and Temple towards his technique, Rand requested why they hostile him. Wing spoke back that they failed to need him to remorse torturing Jiao for unreliable solutions. Temple cautioned the usage of truth serum from Rand Enterprises rather, and Rand and Wing agreed. It changed into higher. Rand then left to get it, however bumped into Joy Mum, who discovered that she and Ward had been ousted from the organization with the aid of using Lawrence Wilkins' shock. Rand found out he'd misplaced all electricity besides for his stocks. Mesham blamed Rand for the chaos due to the fact his go back. She cited Ward's extraordinary conduct and disappearance. Rand denied being worried and walked off. After being banned from Rand Enterprises, Rand broke into the lab to discover sodium thiopental. He shattered a window to get internal and searched the lab till Sandy Ann determined him. She reminded him he wasn't allowed there. However, Rand requested for her assist reluctantly and agreed, pronouncing she wished her task and instructed Rand to deny seeing her if stuck. She fetched the fact serum without asking questions and Rand left back at Shakura Dojo. He determined Colleen Wing unwell and matter as though she claimed it changed into simply the flu. Rand changed into concerned. Still she entreated him to question Jiao as Claire Temple organized the dose of sodium thiopental. Rand puzzled Jiao approximately her worry of needles. Jiao optimistically warned him that he wasn't organized for something after being injected. Jiao first of all laughed, however then the serum commenced running. She discovered that she knew Heather Rand and had manipulated her. Even though Wendell refused to cope with the hand, she cited Harold Meacham's willingness before Rand should ask greater. Jiao fell asleep. Rand doubted the serum had labored, however Temple mentioned that Jiao may not have the solutions. Meanwhile, Wing collapsed in pain from poisoning. Jiao discovered she had faked the results of the serum as Colleen Wing's situation worsened from the poison. Rand reassured her that they could become Madam. Jiao mocked them, however Rand omitted her scoffs. When the lights went out, Jiao warned Rand that his time changed into up and that his pals could die. Armed guys broke into the dojo, smoke bomb and attacking. Rand used the Iron Fist to defeat the attackers with Wing and Temple supporting. After the fight, Rand checked on his allies and mentioned that the subconscious guys have been Navy now, no longer hand ninjas. Jiao supplied Rand a deal, escort her to protection and he or she might shop Wing with an antidote. With Colleen Wing's situation worsening from the poison, Rand and Claire Temple struggled to assist her even as Madame Jiao mocked them. Rand threatened to kill Jiao if Wing died. Just then Wing's sensei Bakuto arrived and claimed to have handled Jiao's guys. He advised Rand to apply the Iron Fist to heal Wing, guiding him through the manner despite now no longer being skilled for it. Rand efficiently burned out the poison, saving Wing's lifestyles. However, the usage of the Iron Fist tired him absolutely. Bakuto's guys then took Rand and Jiao away for remedy, leaving Temple at the back of as some other guy discovered Rand wakened in a non-violent room. Locating Colleen Wing with the aid of using his facet, she reassured him that they had been in a secure place, her domestic, and after a smooth second they kissed. Wing defined that the compound turned into a sanctuary for human beings in want, and Bakuto, her sensei, turned into like-own circle of relatives to her. Bakuto greeted Rand and presented to assist recharge his ki, coaching him a brand new meditation method. Later Rand and Bakuto mentioned the organization, with Bakuto revealing that they helped the ones in want. The verbal exchange shifted to Madame Jiao, who turned into being held in harmony for now. Rand observed armed guards. Rand entered Bakuto's workplace and puzzled his motivations concerning the Iron Fist. Bakuto insisted they were not the usage of human beings on the compound and praised Rand for his ethical values, noting how Rand might flip his organization round. Bakuto confirmed Rand a 1948 recording of a absolutely found out Iron Fist defeating Chinese squaddies results easily. Bakuto found out his obsession with the Iron Fist's powers and presented Rand a partnership to defend his college students from Jiao and her heroine. Afterward Rand obtained a name from Joy Meacham, revealing that Harold turned into alive and nonetheless plotting to regain manage of Rand Enterprises. Rand promised to verify Jiao's destiny. Rand endured exploring the compound assembly. Daryl, who expressed pride together along with his lifestyles there. Daryl added him to others, however warned of curfews in limited regions driven with the aid of using suspicion. Rand secretly ventured into the compound and placed Madame Jiao's mobiler. When Rand faced her, Jiao mocked his pursuit of justice, claiming punishment turned into infantile. She insulted Rand's selections and hinted at a deeper manipulation at play. Jiao warned Rand that they had been stealing his capacity to consider revealing it turned into the hand, causing Rand surprise and horror. Despite her name callings, Rand remained decided to discover the reality. Rand stunned with the aid of using Jiao's revelation that they had been a part of the hand.